Good morning students, good morning to everyone. Good morning all of you. So last week we discussed about blood relations, right? And today one more topic we can discuss. Today's topic is calendar. What is Telugu name of calendar? Calendar means English, no? What is the Telugu name of calendar? So what is the Telugu name of calendar? I written the name of calendar in English. What is the Telugu name of calendar? Yes, my students, calendar topic we are going to discuss now, right? See once here. Up to now everybody don't know about 1 week means 7 days. I am telling to you 1 week means 7 days. 1 week means 7 days. Yes my students, is it correct? 1 week means 7 days only, yeah? Yes. Yes, now see 1 week means 7 days. Everybody knows that 1 week means 7 days. Weekdays if you take here, so Monday is 1 day in week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. See once here 1 week means 7 days. Everybody knows these days, and everybody knows 1 week means 7 days. Yes my students, right? Calendar topic we are discussing now, right? Suppose if I given to you 15 days, I given to you 15 days. So in these 15 days, how many weeks are there? In these 15 days, how many weeks are there? Yes my students, let me know how many weeks are there in these 15 days. We know that 1 week means 7 days. We know that 1 week means 7 days. I given to you 15 days. So how many weeks are there in 15 days? How many weeks are there in 15 days? Yes my students, how many weeks are there in 15 days? Yes. So 15 days are given to you means we can write these 15 days as 2 weeks completely. 2 weeks completely plus. So week means we know as 7 days. 2 sevens 14 days means 2 weeks completely plus 1 day is remaining. 1 day is remaining. In calendar the remaining day, which days are not existing in the week, which days are, so suppose if you take here 15 days, 2 weeks completely we got, 1 day is remaining. 1 day is remaining. The remaining day in calendar will be called as odd day. Odd day. What is odd day means? Suppose they given 30 days to you. They given 30 days to you. So 30 days if you convert into weeks, 30 days if you convert into weeks, what happens here? 4 weeks completely you will get. 4 weeks completely means 4 sevens 28 days. The 28 days you can convert into 4 weeks exactly, and 2 days are remaining. The remaining days in calendar will be called as odd days. 2 odd days. 2 odd days. So what is odd day means? Nothing but remaining day. Which days are existing in the week and which days are remaining? The remaining days are called in calendar as odd days. Yes my students, right? So that is odd day means, right? Now see, one more example I will give. How many odd days are there in 100 days? How many odd days are there in 100 days? How many odd days are there in 100 days? Yes my students, right? What is odd day we learned now? Odd day means nothing but extra day. Which days are existing in the week and which days are remaining? The remaining days we can call as odd days. Yes, generally we can call as extra days, remaining days, but separate name is there in calendar as odd day? Yes, my students, right? Yes, how many odd days are there in 100 days? Yes, my students, right? Yes, yes, very good, very good. Yes, my students, right? How many odd days are there in 100 days? How many odd days are there in 100 days? So to convert the days into weeks, you need to divide by 7. Suppose here 100 days are given. When days are given, you can divide the days by 7. Means if you divide 100 by 7, how many weeks? 7 1 7, 30, 7 4 28. So here 14 weeks exactly you are getting. 14 weeks exactly you are getting, and 2 days are remaining. So the 2 days we can call as odd days, 2 odd days. 2 odd days. How many odd days are there in 100 days? Means in 100 days we can get 14 weeks exactly plus 2 days are remaining. The 2 days we can call as odd days. Yes, my students, odd days nothing but extra days. If you divide by 7, weeks you will get, and some days are remaining means that will call as odd days. Right, my students, right? One more example I will give. Right? How many odd days are there? How many odd days are there in 200 days? 400 days. How many odd days are there in 400 days? How many odd days are there in 400 days? Yes, my students, right? Very good. Very good, very good. Yes, yes, my students, right? Yes, somebody writing 9 odd days. For the last question, 9 odd days, somebody written. 1 week means we know as 7 days. 1 week means we know as 7 days. So 14 weeks exactly, and the remaining days we can call as odd days. Yes, my students, right here. I given 400 days. How many odd days are there? 400 days. How many odd days are there? Yes, my students, right? How many odd days are there? 400 days are there. How many odd days are there? When days are given, immediately to find out the odd days, we can divide the given number by 7. Suppose if we take 400 by 7. See once here 400 by 7 means if you do, how many weeks you will get? 7 5 is 35. Still 5 is there, 50. 7 7 is 49. So 47 weeks exactly you are getting. 47 weeks exactly are getting, and 1 day is remaining. So the remaining day you can call as odd day. So 1 odd day, right? So 400 days contains 1 odd day. How to find odd days means whatever the number they will give, the number should be divided by 7, and what remainder you are getting, so that will be called odd day. Yes, here 400 by 7 means we are getting exactly 47 weeks and 1 day is remaining. So 1 odd day you can get. Yes, my students, right? One more example I will give. Right? How many odd days are there? How many odd days are there in 200 days? How many odd days are there in 200 days? Yes, my students, right? Odd days means nothing but extra days. Divide the given number by 7. And whatever the remainder you will get. So that will be called number of odd days. Yes, my students, right? Very good. How many odd days are there in 100 days? Yes, my students, right? Yes, very good. Very good, my students, right? How many odd days are there in 100 days? Yes. Yes, my students, right? Many of you writing yes, yes. How many odd days are there in 100 days? Divide the 200 by 7. 200 by 7. 200 by 7. How many weeks will get you see? 200 by 7. If you divide here, 7 to 14. Still 6 is there. 60. 7 8 is 56. So you are getting for 28 weeks exactly. 28 weeks exactly plus 4 odd days. Yes, that is about odd day. Yes, my students, I think all of you got it, right? Yes, my students, what is odd day means? Odd day means nothing but extra day or remaining day. When the given number is divisible by 7, you will get 0 remainder, so 0 odd days. The given number is divided by 7 and if you are getting the remainder will be called odd days. Odd days, question is given means you will get less than 7 only answer. 7 days means 1 week. So 7 you will not get as answer. Odd days answer always less than 7 will be there. When the question is given to you, how many odd days are there? Any number is given, you will get the answer less than 7 days only. Because somebody written 9 days. 9 days means you can write 1 week plus 2 odd days. Yes, my students, right? Now we can go to now months. If you take, weeks are completed. Suppose if you take months here, how many months you are having, you see? How many months you are having, you see? Month we know as 28 days month is there. We know as 28 days month. So 28 days month if you take here, 4 weeks exactly plus 0 odd days you are getting, because 28 divided by 7. 28 by 7 means 7 will go 4 times. So 4 weeks exactly plus 0 odd days. There is no odd days. 0 odd days. So month is having, we know, 28 days. In February it happens. In February 28 days will be there. So month is having 29 days. That also happens in February only, 29 days. So if you take the 29 days month, if you take 29 days month, divide by 7, 7 4s 28 and 1 day is remaining, 1 odd day. So month is having 29 days, so that month will have 4 weeks exactly plus 1 odd day. 4 weeks exactly plus 1 odd day. So month in February we are having 28 days, in February only we are having 29 days. So 28 days month will have 0 odd days, 29 days month will have 1 odd day. If you take another month, we know 30 days month also will be there. 30 days month. 30 days month. So 30 days if you take here, 30 days if you take here, if we divide by 30 by 7, 7 4s 28, 4 weeks plus 2 odd days. So 30 days month will have 4 weeks exactly you will get and 2 odd days. 4 weeks exactly and 2 odd days. Yes, my students, right? So month is having 28 days, month is having 29 days, month is having 30 days, month is having 31 days also. Some months will have 31 days. So 31 days month if we take, how many odd days you will get? 3 odd days you will get. 28 days plus 3 odd days. So 4 weeks exactly, 4 weeks exactly plus 3 odd days. 4 weeks exactly plus 3 odd days. Yes, my students, right? So this is about month. This is about month. So month we know as how many different months we are having means 28 days month we have, 29 days month we have, 30 days and 31 days also, right? So 4 different months we are having. So 4 different odd days. 28 days will have 0 odd days, 29 days will have 1 odd day, 30 days will have 2 odd days and 31 days will have 3 odd days. 4 different months and 4 different odd days. Odd days means nothing but extra days when the number is divisible by 7. When the number is divided by 7, you will get what remainder you will get. That remainder denotes odd days. Yes, my students, right? Yes. One example I will give. This is about month. This is about month. So week means 7 days and month means 28 days, 29 days, 30 days, 31 days. Yes, my students, right. Now, right, all of you, right? All of you, right? We can discuss the next concept. Yes, my students, right? This is about month, right? Very good. Yes, my students, right? Yes, very good, very good. Yes, yes, my students, right? This is about month. Month we are having 28 days, month we are having 29 days, month we are having 30 days, month we are having 31 days also, right? Different months. January will have 31 days. If you take January, we will have 31 days. If you take February, 28 days, 29 days. Two different Februarys will be there. March will have 31 days. March will have 31 days. April, 30 days. May, 31 days. June, 30 days. July, 31 days. August also 31 days. So, July and August continuously are getting 31 and 31. Right? Next one. September 30 days, October 31 days, November 30 days, December 31 days, January also 31 days. See once here, July and August 31, and again we are getting December and January 31. Yes, my students, right? Yes, very good, right? So odd days means nothing but extra days. When the number is divided by 7, what you are getting the remainder denotes odd days, right? Now next one you see. Yes, my students, right? How many odd days are there? How many odd days are there? How many odd days are there in month of July? In the month of July. Question will be given like this. How many odd days are there in the month of July? In the month of July. Yes, my students, July means we are having 31 days. July means we are having 31 days. Already we know month is having 31 days means 3 odd days. So, July will have how many odd days? July means 31 days. July means 31 days month. So, we can get 4 weeks exactly plus 3 odd days. So, July will have 3 odd days. July will have 3 odd days. How many odd days are there in July means we will have 3 odd days. Yes, my students, right? Odd days means nothing but extra days. If the given number is divided by 7, given number is divided by 7, right? So, odd days. One more example I will give. So, in the month of July we are having 3 odd days. Suppose in the month of December, how many odd days are there? In the month of December. In the month of December, how many odd days are there? In the month of December, how many odd days are there? Yes. So, December will also have 31 days. So, 31 days month means we know as 4 weeks exactly plus 3 odd days. 4 weeks exactly plus 3 odd days. So, month is having 31 days, we will have 3 odd days. So, December will have 3 odd days. Yes, my students, right? Keep that in your mind. January always having 31 days. February will have 28 or 29. Yes, my students, right? If it is March, so you will get 31 days. April you will get 30 days. May you will get 31 days. June you will get 30 days. July you will get 31 days. August you will get 31 days. September you will get 30 days. October you will get 31 days. November you will get 30 days. December 31 days. Again if we take January, we will have 31 days. See once here, July and August is having 31 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After 6 months, 2 months having 31 days. Yes. Next one you see December and January. December and January will have 31 days. December and January will have 31 days, right? Now see, if they ask in the month of December, we can get 3 odd days. In the month of May, we can get 3 odd days. In the month of April, we can get 2 odd days. In the month of March, 3 odd days. In the month of January, 3 odd days. So keep that in your mind. Keep that in your mind. January always 31 days. February 28 or 29. March 31. April 30, May 31, June 30, July 31, August 31, September 30, October 31, November 30, December 31, right? Yes, my students, right. Now see, if you take here, how to find a leap year? How to find a leap year? So years are 2 different years are there. Years, 2 different years will be there. If you take general year, we will have 365 days. This will be called non-leap year. Non-leap year. 365 days. 365 days means you will get how many weeks? You will get 52 weeks exactly. 52 weeks exactly plus 1 extra day you will get, means 1 odd day you will get. 52 weeks plus 1 odd day. Year means we will have 365 days, we will get non-leap year. It is not a leap year. Suppose if you take here leap year, if you take leap year, that is 366 days. 366 days. Leap year means 366 days. So 52 weeks exactly plus 2 odd days. 52 weeks exactly plus 2 odd days. So this is called leap year and this is called non-leap year. We can call this as general year, ordinary year, non-leap year. Yes, my students, right? So we discussed about week. Week means 7 days. We discussed about month. Month means having 28, 29, 30, 31 days, 4 different months. And years, leap year and non-leap year. Leap year and non-leap year. Non-leap year will have 365 days and leap year will have 366 days. Yes, my students, right? So non-leap year will have 1 odd day and leap year will have 2 odd days. Leap year will have 2 odd days. So if you divide 365, you will get 1 odd day. If you divide 366, you will get 2 extra days, means 2 odd days. So that is about year. That is about year. Now see, now my question, how to find a leap year? How to find a leap year? For every 4 years, you will get a leap year. For every 4 years, you will get a leap year. As we know about leap year, for every 4 years, you will get a leap year. Now see, is 1992 a leap year? Is 1992 a leap year? How to find a leap year means year should be divisible by 4. Year should be divisible by 4. If you get the remainder 0, so then that is a leap year. Year should be divisible by 4. Year should be divisible by 4. How to find a leap year? The given year should be divisible by 4, then it is a leap year. Now see, 1992 divide by 4. 1992 divide by 4. So how much you will get? 4 4 16, 39, 4 9 36, 32, 4 8 32. So 4 is exactly divisible by 1992, exactly divisible by 4. Remainder is 0. So then it is a leap year. Yes, this is a leap year. Yes, 1992 a leap year. So year should be divisible by 4, then it is a leap year. Year should be divisible by 4, then it is a leap year. One more question I will give, right? Is 1900, is 1888 a leap year? Is 1888 is 1988 a leap year? Yes, my students, let me know, is it a leap year or not? Year should be divisible by 4, then we can get a leap year. Year should be divisible by 4, then we can get a leap year. Yes, my students, right? Yes, is it a leap year? 1988 a leap year? Yes, my question, how many means is 1988 a leap year? Leap year means year should be divisible by 4. Year is given. If it is divisible by 4, if you get the remainder 0, then it is a leap year. Yes, my students, right? Is it a leap year? 1988 a leap year. Is 1998 a leap year? You should divide the year by 4. If you get the remainder 0, then it is a leap year. Is 1998 a leap year? Yes, it is it a leap year? Yes. Divide by year, given year by 4. If you get the remainder 0, then it is a leap year. So 1988, if you divide by 4, 4 4 16, 38, 4 9s are 36, 28, 4 7s 28, 497. So 1988 is completely divisible by 4 and you are getting the remainder 0. Yes, this is a leap year. Yes, this one is a leap year. This one is a leap year. Yes, my students, right? I think all of you understood how to find a leap year. Year should be divisible by 4. Year should be divisible by 4. If you get the remainder 0, that is a leap year. Yes, my students. Now, one more example I will give. Yes, my students, right? One more example I will give. Is 100 a leap year? Yes, my students, is 100 a leap year? Is 100 a leap year? Yes, let me know, is it a leap year or not? 100th year is a leap year or not? What is our formula? Year should be divisible by 4, then the given year is a leap year. Now here if you divide 100 by 4, it goes 25 times. So remainder is 0, but it is not a leap year. 100th year is not a leap year. See once here, if year divisible by 4, remainder if you get 0, it is a leap year. Year 100 divisible by 4, remainder is 0, but it is not a leap year. So what is the difference means here? This is general year, this is century year. So century year, if you want to know it is a leap year or not, it should be divisible by 400. If you get the remainder 0, then it is a leap year. How to find a leap century? Year is divisible by 4, then it is a leap year. A century is divisible by 400, then it is a leap year. See the difference between year, general year and century year. Once you see, all of you, general year is given, year should be divisible by 4, then it is a leap year. If it is leap year in century, leap year in centuries is given means you can find century should be divisible by 400. If the remainder is 0, then it is a leap century. See once here, is 2004 a leap year? Is 2004 a leap year? Is 2000 a leap year? This is normal year and this is century year. 2000 is a century. So when normal year is given, you can use year should be divisible by 4 formula. When century year is given, you can use century year by 400. If the remainder is 0, it's a leap year. So can I get 2000 is a leap year? Yes, divide by 4, 2000 by 4. So 4 will go 5 times, 5 1 0, remainder is 0. Yes, this is a leap year. 2000 by 4, 2000 by 4, 4 5 times, 500. Yes, this is a leap century, leap year in centuries. This is leap year, this is leap year in centuries, leap year in centuries. Yes, my students, did you understand? When century year is given, you need to divide by 400. When general year is given, you need to divide by 4. Yes, my students, did you get? Yes. When century year is given, you need to divide by 400. When general year is given, you need to divide by 4. Yes, what are the century years up to now? We have 100 is a century year, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000, 1100, 1200, 13, 1400, 1500, 1600, 1700, 1800, 1900 and 2000. So these are the leap year, these are the century years. Yes, my students, right? One more example I will give. Yes. Is 1900 a leap year? 1900 a leap year. Is 1900 a leap year? Yes. Can I get the answer from any one of you? Is 1900 a leap year? Is 1900 a leap year? See that the given figure is a century year or normal year. See that the given figure is a century year or normal year. Yes. 1900, this is a century year. You need to divide this by 400. You need to divide this by 400. Century year should be divisible by 4. Century year should be divisible by 4. See once here 2004 divisible by 4. 2000 should be divisible by 400. This is century year. This is century year. This is normal year. Year should be divisible by 4. If you get the remainder 0, then it is a leap year. Century should be divisible by 400. If you get the remainder 0, this is a leap year in centuries. Leap year, this is leap year in centuries. Yes, century year is given, divide by 400. General year is given, divisible by 4. Yes, now see 1900 is general year or century year? This is a century year. So you need to divide by 400. Yes. So it is divisible by 400 or not, you see. If it is not divisible, then it is not a leap year. So it is not divisible by 400. So 1900 is not a leap year. Is not a leap year. Yes, my students, right? Century year is given, you need to divide by 400. General year is given, you need to divide by 4. One more example I will give. One more example I will give, right? Is 1600 a leap year? Is 1640 a leap year? Yes, my students, right? How to do? Is 1600 a leap year? Is 1640 a leap year? So this is a century year. So you need to divide by 400. 1600 by 400. It will go 4 times. Remainder is 0. Yes, this is a leap year. This is a leap year in centuries. Yes, this is a leap year. Next one. This is general year, not a century year. 1600 means century. 1640 you need to divide by 4. Century year means 400. General year means 4. 4 fours, 4 ones, 4 1. Yes, it's a leap year. Yes, this is a leap year. See the difference between century year and normal year. Century year is given, you need to divide by 400. General year is given, you need to divide by 4. If you get the remainder in both cases, you will get that is a leap year. Yes, my students. So that is the difference between, yes, my students, right? Did you understand all of you, right? Yes, yes, very good, very good. One more example I'll give, right? Is 2600 a leap year? Is 2600 a leap year? 2600, it's a century year. 2600, it's a century year. When century year is given, you need to divide by 400. Yes, 0 0 cancel, 4 will not go in 26, so it is not possible. So 2600 is not a leap year, is not a leap year. It's a century year, it's not a leap year. Can I get from any one of you how many century years are there up to now? How many century years are there up to now? How many century years are there up to now? 400 is a century year, 800 is a century year, yes. Next one, 1200 is a century year, next 1600 is a century year, and 2000 is the century years. These are the century years, leap years in centuries. These are the leap years in centuries, leap years in centuries. All these 400, 800, 1200, 16, 2000, all these years are leap years in centuries, leap years in centuries. Do you know what is the specialty of these leap years? All these will have 0 odd days. All these will have 0 odd days. All these 400th year will have 0 odd days. 800 will have 0 odd days. 1200 will have 0 odd days. 1600 will have 0 odd days. 2000 will have 0 odd days. Yes, all these century years will have 0 odd days. Yes, my students, right? So century years are 400, 800, 1200, 16, 2000. So 100 is not a century year, 200 is not a century year, 300 is not a century year, 500 is not a century year, 600 is not a century year, 700 is not a century year, 900 is not a century year, 1000 is not a century year, 1100 is not a century year, 1200, 1300 is not a century year, 1400 is not a century year, 1500 is not a century year, 1700 is not a century year, 1800 is not a century year, 1900 is not a century year, 2100 also not a century year. So these are the century years, years in centuries. All these centuries will not the leap years. So these 5 are having 0 odd days. These 5 will have 0 odd days. Keep that in your mind. So this is very important point. We can do many sums by using this. Yes, my students, right? Yes, my students, right? Yes, Lalita, if it is a century or not, you need to divide by 400 when century is given. Centuries means you know as 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, all these are centuries. Centuries means 100 years. Okay. So 100 after 100 means 200, 100 after 100 means 300, like that, century years. So when century years are given, divide by 400, if you get remainder 0, it's a leap years in centuries. If it is not divisible by 400, so it's not a leap year in centuries. General year is given, we know, divisible by 4. Yes, century leap years means leap years in centuries. Yes, my students, these are the years in centuries which belongs to leap years, means February will have 29 days. So 400 is a leap year in century. So 800 is a leap year in century. 1200 is a leap year in century, 1600 is a leap year in century, 2000 is a leap year in century. Century means 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, all those are centuries only, right? Yes, Sacha will explain why they are not having 0 odd days. Yes, my students, right? I think these are the, yes, I think all of you got it. Century years which are belongs to leap years. These are the 5 years in centuries which belongs to leap years. Remaining all centuries are not leap years, right? So why these will have 0 odd days, I will explain. So my question, in 100 days, how many odd days are there? How many odd days are there? Yes, my students, right? In 100 days, how many odd days are there? That is my first question, right? In 100 days, how many odd days are there? I will explain, right? I am starting explanation, right? So why 400 have 0 odd days, I will explain, gentlemen, don't worry about that, right? Yes. In 100 days, how many odd days are there? In 100 days, how many odd days are there? Yes, my students, right? Yes, many of you given answer 2 odd days, right? So divisible by 7. When days are given, you can 7, 14 weeks exactly plus 2 odd days. So 100 days are given, you are getting 2 odd days. Yes, my students, right? Yes, when days are given, you can get easily odd days, right? Now see, in 400 days, how many odd days? I am giving an explanation. 400 days, how many odd days? 400 days, how many odd days? 400 days, how many odd days? Yes, my students, right? 400 days are given means how many odd days? Yes, when days are given, it's very easy to find odd days. Divide by 7. So 7 5 35, 7 7 57 weeks plus 1 odd day. I think everybody got when days are given to find odd days. Now years are given means how to find odd days. So when 400 days are given, 1 odd day is getting. Now my question, yes, how many odd days are there in 100 days, 100 years? How many odd days are there in 100 years? Yes, any one of you? When days are given, it is very easy to find odd days because we can divide by 7. Days can be converted into weeks. Days can be converted into weeks. Yes, then we can get odd days. 100 days are given. Easily we can convert by days are given means we can divide by 7 because 7 days is a week. Now is given 100 years. How many odd days are there in 100 years? Yes, my students, right? How many odd days are there in 100 years? Right? Any one of you? How many odd days are there in 100 days? 100 years is given. How many odd days are there in 100 years? So for every 4 years we will get a leap year. For every 4 years we will get a leap year. How many 4s are there in 100 years, you see? Yes, my students, right? If you take 100 years, for every 4 years you are getting leap year. How many 4s are there in 100? How many 4s are there in 100? 25 4s are there, but 100th year is not a leap year because it cannot be divisible by 100th year. If you take, this is a century year. Century year, if you want a leap year, it should be divisible by 400. So it is not possible. 100th year is not a leap year. Then here 24 4s will be there. 24 leap years and 76 normal years, non-leap years. In 100 years, if you convert 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, if you go for every 4 years, it's a leap year. So like that 24 leap years are there, because 100th year it's not divisible by 400, because it's a century, it's not a leap year. So up to 96 if you take, 24 leap years, 76 normal years. Yes my students, right? So every leap year will have one odd day. Sorry, every leap year will have 2 odd days. We know leap year will have 2 odd days. Leap year means 366 days. 52 weeks plus 2 odd days. So 24 twos, 48 days. 24 twos, 48 days. And here 76 normal years. Every normal year means 365 days. This is having 1 odd day. So 76 ones, 76 days. So these 100 years we can convert into days. 48 plus 76, 124 days. So now we can divide by 7, because the years are converted into days. We can divide by 7 to get the odd days. So 124 days by 7. 7 ones, still 5 is there. 7 sevens 14. 17 weeks exactly plus 5 odd days. So 100 years contains 5 odd days. Yes, 100th year is not a leap year I told, because 100th means century should be divisible by 400, then only it is a leap year in centuries. 100th year leap century, it should be divisible by 400. It's not possible there, so it's not a leap year. 100th year is not a leap year. 104, that is general year, it's not a century year, it should be divisible by 4. So 4 2 8, 4 8 ja, 4 8 ja, 4 9 ja, 4 2 ja 8, 24, 4 6 ja. Yes, it is divisible by 4. It's a leap year. 100th year is not a leap year, but 104 is a leap year. 104 is general year, it should be divisible by 4. 100th is century, it should be divisible by 400. Lot difference is there, century year, no normal year. 0009, 0009, yes, ever doubt? If it is 100, that is a leap year. If you want to find out, 100th year is a leap century, it's a century year, you need to divide by 400. 104 is a general year, not a century year, it should be divisible by 4. Yes my students, 100 years contains 5 odd days. Somebody is asking continuously one doubt. That gentleman is, I don't know, 100th year is a century year. 104 is doing something. 104 is normal year, not century year, not a century year, not a century year. This is century year, this is not a century year. When century year is not given, you need to divide by 4. When century is given here, you need to divide by 400. Lot more difference is there for 100 and 104. It's not divisible by 400, so it's not a leap year. It is divisible by 400, it's a leap year. Yes, gentlemen? When year in century is given, you need to divide by 400. When normal year is given, you need to divide by 4. Yes, my students, right? Tomorrow we can continue. That 400 years, why they are having 0 odd days, we can get tomorrow, right? Thank you all of you.